Yo, we are back, baby. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope you had a great weekend. Tons of people in the chat. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Looks like... Oh, wow. Meech is first. Meech was nice. What's up, Meech? Gain on this mic is a little bit too high. There we go. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me pretty good. Meech, oh my god, I did it. Yes. Is that your first? Well, congratulations. Thank you for being here. Mark this day. It will never happen again. It was meant to be, Becky says. Nance is in there. First person after time change events has... Oh, hey, now. Drew is extra early today. Yeah, I was on top of it. I had the thumbnail made, so it was a little easier to get going. Crooked Orchid's in here. Let's go. The sun is out and it's 6,000 degrees in Ohio. He's been energized. That's right. Yeah, man. I love it. I got this. The sunlight is on my face right now. Normally, you can't see it. There's like artificial lighting right here that lights up my face. Not today. There's just one. I got all the other ones off. It's awesome. Becky says it felt great out today. Yeah, did it ever, man. Love it. Love to see it. Meech says upper 70s in KC today. Wow. Wow. That's nice and warm. Black Magic in the chat too. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. Meech says we might need a mod for the stream. Nance is soliciting in the chat. Uh-oh. I haven't had that problem yet, but you know, we might have to have a mod. If one of these videos goes out beyond the friend group, it might get crazy. Like that one time we talked about crypto and the weirdos kept showing up. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up in here. KO's making an epic quesadilla. That's awesome. Epic quesadilla sounds amazing. Meech says BD is out, so it's pancakes for dinner. Pancake dinner, dude. That sounds delicious. I'm sure they're like fancy pancakes with little like cut up fruit in them, and you know, you whipped up your own heavy cream. Yeah, I'm sure. That's right. We are back, baby. CB is in the chat. She says it's actually sunny in Ohio. Yeah, dude, we get somebody let us have some sun today. It's crazy. Nance says it was sunny all day in New York. 60 degrees and blue skies. Yeah, I think it was high 50s here today, but man, I mean, after the winter, it feels like 70. You know, that's good enough for me. CB says, I just made honey chipotle salmon with goat cheese grits and broccolini. Oh, man. That sounds delicious. Y'all are teasing me. You know what I got? I got a blue drink. And I think we had pizza for dinner, so nothing exciting over here. Grits do sound amazing though. Goat cheese grits too. That would never have occurred to me, but that sounds like a really good flavor combination. I can see that tasting really good. I love goat cheese, man. I'm thinking about getting some goats. I'm looking at getting some little Nigerian goats. They have like a super high fat content in their milk, so they use them to make like sweet cream and sweet butter fat stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm gonna be like full homestead over here, just like making my own goat cheese and stuff. Meech says she has a broccolini love affair. Yeah, be careful with that. I won't tell your husband. Blue drank, that's right. Goat cheese in anything is fire. Yeah, and I agree, man. I throw it into a lot of stuff. It is delicious. Your kids even like it on toast. Okay, all right. I like it on a baguette. Uh, just pick up one of those like par baked ones at the store, and then throw that baby in the oven. It's delicious. Um, Man, I love this. I love when the weather finally turns and everyone like emerges from their caves, and it really is just it's a beautiful thing up here in the north. I'm sure CB you're experiencing this year round, but it's just it's so nice. Everybody's just their mood is lifted, and there's hope again. um, KO says goat cheese is the best. Yeah, it is. It is amazing. The sweet and spicy salmon and goat cheese grits were a good combo. Yeah, it sounds like a good combo. You can't go wrong with salmon any day of the week. You can do it so many different ways. It's hard to get tired of. It's not like chicken where like if you have it one night, you're not gonna have that the next night. Like you can make salmon twice and not get tired. So today's topic, CB says, I love 70s all through the winter down here. Yeah, and you guys are pretty much the only ones in the country that get that, and it is definitely the place to be in January, February, most of March. It's man, I know you're traveling around, so you know it. That is horrible. I don't know how you live at the beach and then leave to come to barren, winter-torn places like this. But yeah, so this topic might not be new to y'all, but I had never heard of this app. Okay, I had heard of Bumble before as a dating app, like seeing the commercials and stuff, but I had never heard of Bumble BFF. And what it is an app where people can post a profile to make new friends in the area where they live, which I think on the face of it is incredibly wholesome and needed in this today's society of social media, where especially younger people, like, they just can't interact with each other face to face for some reason. I don't know why. No one is comfortable talking to others without having a lengthy text conversation first. So this is like a dating site, but for friends. So it'll match you up with other people who have common interests, and the Meech says winter torn, good recovery, no Bumble from the commercials. Yeah, I have never used a dating app because I have never been single while dating apps have been a thing. I guess that ages me more than this sunlight is. Black Magic says it's hard to make friends as an adult. Yeah, and that's what I thought too. This is really nice because, like, if I moved to a new city and didn't know anyone, that might be a cool way to meet people, especially if you're like an introvert, if you're afraid to take a risk and go up and talk to someone at a place that you're at, which I guess some people are. I totally understand that. So, and you still want to meet people and make connections and have friends that you can hang out with that want to do the same things you want to do. Whether it's like you're looking for someone to go to the gym with you, or like I go kayaking. That's really fun, but it's not as fun to do by yourself. So not everyone that you meet everywhere is gonna be into the same things you are. So on the face of it, man, you really could make some like meaningful connections on this thing. But what actually happens is is something totally different and scary. CB says, believe it or not, when we moved here full time, I did not, in fact, use Bumble BFF. I just went out to bars and made friends like a normal human. Yes, see, and people who are extroverted, that's no problem. You know, you can, CB, I know you could make friends wherever you are. You're that kind of person, and you're confident and forward, and you'll walk right up to someone who is a complete stranger and not even think twice about saying whatever is on your mind, which is not a skill that a lot of people have, you know, certainly not that everyone has. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you could just go to places where people would hang out that are interested in the thing that you're interested in, and you could probably meet people that have like-minded interests, but I don't know. I'm not out there in the game. So I tried to learn from these people, and they made me very confident that I would never, ever use this Bumble BFF. CB says, I am an old soul, ma'am. Yeah. Friends with 70-year-olds, Meech says. I was gonna say, go do things you like and chit-chat. Yes. Nance says, talk to people in public. I don't know. I'd rather die. See, and that's a real part of life, you know? Like it's hard to put yourself out there and take a chance and walk up to someone, especially as a dude. CB says, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for the compliment. You are welcome. You deserve it. I just, as a dude, as a man, I know how other guys are. You know, we don't like connect on an emotional level. And when you do, it's like through these like veiled, like weird symbolic interactions. And it would be really hard to find friends at an older age to just like, you know, it's tough because whatever thing you're interested in, there's somebody out there that thinks that thing's dumb, you know? So you're taking that risk. I see what you're saying, Nance. You're taking that risk walking up to somebody and being like, yo, do you ride motorcycles? I ride motorcycles. You want to go to the track? You know? Like and even just saying that out loud sounds weird coming out of my mouth. So I definitely feel you. Black Magic says, I'm with you, Drew. Nance says, I'll avoid even the new guys at work until I'm required to talk to them, and then it's just awkward. Okay. I mean, but at work it's a little different because you have a social connection already, so at least it's not awkward to start a conversation with a person that you're already next to, working towards the same goal with, because you could start by talking about whatever the goal is or whatever your work is together, and that would be a potential way to make friends. But also I can see where people would not want to have friends at their job. So CB says, I could not fathom going out in public and not talking to other people. The old man and I go out specifically to chat with other people and meet new people, and that's great. I love doing that. I love, you know, I mean, you guys see it. You're here with me twice a week. I love to talk. I can do it. I can talk to myself for 2 hours, no problem. I love talking to people. So yeah, I'm with you. I love meeting new people and hearing their stories and their experience and their perspective, and you know, it's cool. It's that's, I think, what we're drawn to naturally as humans. Black Magic says, I'm kind of an emotional guy, which makes it even harder, I think. I can identify with that as well. Absolutely, man. Because it's hard as a guy to be like, you know, bro, it was offensive the way you said that to me, you know, and be, you know, like cordial with people and vulnerable in a way. It's like weird for dudes to do, especially when you're grown. So it's like, if you don't have your boys that you've known since you were, you know, in school, it's like, It's hard to build those genuine bonds because we're all so guys just in general have our walls up. But I think girls do too. And obviously I don't know. I only know from the stories I've heard here, and it seems like women also have trouble finding friends. And I wouldn't think it would be like that because, like CB was saying, you just go out there and do the thing that you want to do, and you meet other people doing that thing. Meech says, you cannot be awkward by just not being awkward. Oh, man, yeah, no, I can identify with awkward. I'm awkward. Meech says, my husband is emotional and an empath as well. And he has more friends than I could ever manage. See, and it's also about, your social circle and, like, things that you're involved in. Because the more things you're involved in, the more people you'll meet and the more connections you'll make. So if you put yourself out there and do stuff, you'll have tons of friends. But that first step is hard. That's the hardest part. Black Magic says, I have a lot of acquaintances, but not close friends. That's encouraging though, Meech. Maybe someday. See, you can do it. We can all do it. See, right now, that's putting yourself out there just saying that. Just being honest with strangers it's hard to do. So, yeah, that's awesome. Definitely encourage people to make friends, because in adulthood, when we need friends the most, it is when we have friends the least, it seems. And that's sad, CB says, I feel like friendships form organically. Like sitting at the bar or on a plane or something and hear a conversation, just join the conversation and it goes from there. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Meech says, for sure, as long as you are kind, it works out 99% of the time. Yeah, absolutely. Black Magic says, I'm thankful for my wife. She's my best friend. That's great. And you can go out with your wife and meet new people together, because sometimes it's less intimidating in a group setting for everyone to like kind of be hanging out, and then you might make friends while you're there, or maybe you don't, and at least you kind of got practice engaging with others and just doing that exercise. Even if it's not successful in finding a new friend, you're I don't know if learning skills is the right thing, but like you're kind of training your brain to be open to that experience. CB says, totally, Meech, just don't be a dick. Okay, that's a good tip. Yep. KO says, I'm naturally drawn to stories and what people have done in their lives, and I like the oddballs and standouts from what's normal. Yeah, I agree. I love storytellers too, and I have found some great ones for today. I wish I could figure out, and maybe you guys could help me, how do you play a TikTok at 2 times speed on the browser version? Because in the future, I could download these videos, screen record them, download them, and we could speed up the play, and then that would make it'd be easier to get through these long stories, and I wouldn't have to, see, that's awesome. And like the community you're in is kind of, everyone there is drawn to that same thing. That's cool. The key to being social is act like the dumbest person in the room. Just aim to learn about other people and their stuff, Meech says. Okay, that's a good tip. CB says, can confirm. I've met Drew in person. He is not awkward. I try I try not to be awkward. I'm an adult and I will be your friend. Aw, see? You're already making friends, Black Magic. Nan says, my problem is I know how I am when I hear myself talk, and my brain can't shut my mouth off, and I keep going and going, and don't stop, and then no, everybody wants me to shut. Hey, I feel like that is all in your head, man. Because no one here feels that way, you know, and it's easy to feel that, especially when you're isolated from meeting new people. Like if you're always with the same coworkers and like the couple other people you know outside of work and family, you know, it can get hard to reach outside of that, you know. So CB says she thinks you're overthinking it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're putting things on, hypothetical things on people that might not be true. You know, you just got to get out there and meet like-minded friends. Becky says, sometimes I just don't want to be bothered with people. I can get that too. We all need our time to ourselves as well. Meech says, Nance, you're one of the funniest people I know. More than fine. Absolutely, man. And I, you know, you gotta love yourself before someone else can love you, you know? And you gotta recognize that everybody has some special innate ability, and don't be ashamed of what yours are, you know? KO says, everyone here is adult friends. There's no kids allowed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're all adult friends. You're right. Meech says, people tell me to shut up all the time, and it's totally cool. F them kids, KO. That's funny, Meech. ADHD with a side of introverted and a side of undiagnosed autism. Nance, see, that's okay. Just, those are things that make you unique. And if everyone was the same, life would be boring. We all got the tism, says Meech. I was gonna say everyone brings something, you know, and don't be ashamed of what you are, you know, because there's other people out there like you, whatever that you is. I get along with people 99% of the time, CB says. Nance says, once I know someone, I don't shut up. See, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. Like, I'm sure that certain people would not want to be friends with me because I talk a lot. And, like, if someone's super, like, introverted and doesn't want to talk a lot, I would be annoying to them. And I know that about myself, and it wouldn't be offensive to me if someone said that, because I know that. I know I talk a lot. KO says, this isn't high school. We've all been grown up and don't care what shoes or jeans people are wearing. Only judgment is what Drew shows us Monday and Friday. That's right. That's right. You can judge these people. I'll give you some people to judge. Lord have mercy. CB says, I definitely care about your shoes and jeans, but I won't be rude. Nance says, don't judge the DCs, CB. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm still wearing my jeans and work boots right now. You just can't see it. I just changed my hoodie and that was it. CB, KO says, CB, mine will have dirt on them 95% of the time. Hey, mine too, dude. That's farm life. You're just got dirt on you all the time. Meech, I love when people talk a lot because sometimes I'm in a listening mood and it's perfect. Okay. See? You know, and there's the yin and yang thing, you know? Oh, Meech says she F's with the DCs and the Jinkos. Becky says, don't be judging my hey dudes. I knew you were a hey dudes gal. Is that, I'm sorry, is that like a kind of shoes or something? Oh, well, how do I not know what that is? Okay, the shoes. Okay. I gotcha. Alright. I gotcha. Becky says, I love them. Okay. Yeah, they look cool. Okay, so back to this. I think I picked a good topic here. That was good. So first up, I've got a girl who she's gonna share some tips for how to have a successful interaction on Bumble BFF. Meech says we all know each other really well at this point. If someone did a shoe lineup, we could all point each other out 1,000%. Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. The shoes are definitely a telling thing about a person. Definitely something to notice. KO says 4,000. Yes, yeah, for sure. Becky says yes, we for sure could. Okay, so this girl has a couple quick tips for us about how to successfully make friends on Bumble BFF. CB says you would be in the designer pumps. Yeah, she would. CB says I would be in the flip flops. There you go, flip flop life, dude. I love it.
I went on 50 Bumble BFF dates, and I went from someone who had no friends to someone who has a flourishing social life. So here's what I learned.
A flourishing social life, she said.
I want to say hey first. We're all there for the same reason. There's no point in just swiping right and matching for no reason. Instead of trying to get to know the person over text, try to meet up at a coffee shop within the first day of matching. Okay. People pleasing. That juice is not worth the squeeze. After meeting so many people, I've learned that people pleasing will only get you used. Do not go on a trip with someone that you just met online. Text each other about random things throughout the day.
Don't go on a trip with someone you met online. I thought that kind of goes without saying, but I was like way wrong. Meech has LOL caught, but that's why I love this group. We are all so different. It's fantastic. Absolutely, man. Takes all kinds. And we're all from different walks of life and still friends. Meech says, oh Jesus, get Elmo ready. Yes, he's ready. He's here. I'm already freaking out. Oh dude, there are gonna be some people making bad decisions on this stream, okay?
It just makes your relationship more fun. Find something you both like doing and do it regularly, preferably like once a week.
Yeah,
I went on
that's a
Bumble
good
BFF
idea.
when I was kind of broke, so I had to create a list of just dates I want to do that were free. So do that for yourself.
Yeah. Also, you'll hear that throughout this, they refer to hanging out with the new friends as a date. So it's very confusing, and you'll see some of the participants also get confused because everyone calls it a date. CB says, Drew, did you get my tip on going 2x speed? No. Is there a way you can do it on browser? Because I was trying to figure it out and I could not. On the app, you like hold down on the edge or like double tap and it goes to 2x speed. Find the video you want, tap and hold on the video, slide the cursor until you see the option for playback speed and select your desired speed.
Use them to people that you know, and they will.
I don't know. I think that's how you do it on the app. I don't know, because I couldn't get that to pop up.
To people they know. That's how you'll get more friends.
We'll just
Over time, you're gonna
skim
stop
through.
overthinking about who you are as a person and start being confident in who you are and what you bring to the table.
See,
most importantly,
listen to that, Nance. Be confident in who you are and what you bring to the table. That's beautiful advice.
Fun. We're all here for the same reasons, so just enjoy it and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
I went on 50
exactly,
Bumble BFF.
Man. That's great advice. But back to that going on a trip thing. I thought that was weird. Why would she bring that up especially so early. That was like the second thing she named. Don't go on a trip with them. Are people going on trips with strangers a lot? You ever done that? You guys go on trips with strangers? Because I feel like that could end in disaster, especially as a woman.
Okay, so let me tell you about the time that I ended up going to Tulum with a girl that I met on Bumble BFF.
Tulum,
so me and this girl
you guys,
Tulum.
Tulum.
But we
okay, Tulum is like deep in Mexico. You're not like flying there. You have to fly into an airport in a real city and then take some rickety off-road vehicle like an hour through Mexican back roads to get to Tulum. You're not like landing your plane there and going to the resort. So that is like that's a sketchy thing already. Already I'm like, red flag. We're going to Tulum and we're going with a girl that we met from Bumble BFF, okay? CB says, I don't go on trips with people I like, let alone strangers. Nance says, pretty sure May is that for me. Meech says, she seems so level-headed. Why is she doing trips with strangers? Oh, we have 2 stories from this girl. I actually really like her. She's a good storyteller, too.
Actually became really good friends, and we were friends for about 6 months, and then my birthday was coming up, so she
okay,
was like,
so
they
knew each other for 6 months.
I'm like, yes, for sure. She's like, oh, we should go to Tulum. I'm like, oh, I've never been to Tulum, so we definitely got to go. So we ended up booking our flight the same day, and it was cool because we had never got into it. It was always cool, calm, copacetic between us, so I really wasn't worried about traveling with her. But then again, you really don't know somebody until you travel with them.
Absolutely.
So we ended up
and
flying
like
from Miami to
going
Cancun.
to Mexico
you
is
go to Tulum,
next
you have to
level.
fly to Cancun first, and then you have to drive into Tulum. I think it's like an hour, 2-hour drive. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get to Cancun. We go straight to the rental car place to get a rental car. So we end up getting a rental car, and we're like, okay, before we end up getting on the road to Tulum, we're gonna go to the hotel zone at Cancun, get some food, you know, and get hydrated, whatever.
So that's where they flew in. They flew in Cancun.
So on our way
they're driving to
she's
Tulum.
Speeding. She's always driving fast. That's just how she drives. Mind you, I don't have a driver's license, so she's the only one that's driving.
Whoa, ma'am. I want to be respectful here, but if you are going on a trip out of the country and you don't have a driver's license, you are putting a lot of trust into that person who's your driver. Like these things are scaring me already. Meech says, we aren't sharing a hotel room, Nance, so you're good. Yeah, definitely no. See, that would be weird. KO says, knowing someone in real life versus seeing them for X amount of days. Yes, exactly. Meech says, at the very least, you get separate rooms. Yes. CB says, I'm staying in Nance's room if I pop in. Meech is born and raised in NYC. Other than KO, those are the only people I know without driver's licenses. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how she... I think she actually lost her license for some reason. So she had it before and then now doesn't have a valid license. So she needed this girl to drive.
So
also, I talked over her. The girl is speeding and driving crazy.
She gets on the highway. She starts driving. She ends up hitting a pothole. The hubcap on one of the tires flies off. So I'm like, damn, what was that? And she was like, I don't know. I think it was the hubcap. She's like, damn, they gonna probably charge me for that. I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Like, how fast are you going on the highway that the hubcap falls off of your rental car and rolls off the side of the road? Nance says, oh god, hippo butt invasion. Meech says, CB, you're sleeping with me and the king. Okay, bet. There you go. There's no other way to drive in Mexico than speeding and crazy. See, I think that's valid. I've been too scared to drive in Mexico. Yeah, understandable. I don't know if I would want to drive in Mexico either, because I know what goes down there, and I know how the police will shake you down and stuff. Even if you speak Spanish, it's not going to get you out of anything. CB says, I got in a wreck in a cab in Mexico twice. Lord have mercy. Nance says, also, it's a Mexican rental. Probably have trashed and cheap car to start with. Yeah, definitely they're not renting, like, the Cadillac CTSV on this mission. You're right.
But anyway, so we ended up going to the restaurant or whatever. We get out, we look at the car, hubcap going like we thought it was. Like, damn. So we go eat, whatever. We come back out to the car. When we go to start the car's not starting. So I'm like, no, that's not it. Like, we got to go back to
the car is not starting, dude. In backcountry Mexico, this is like red flag number 47, but okay.
Rental car place because we can't
CB
drive
says, good thing your girl habla español.
Like, that's not
yeah.
safe. She's like, yeah, but she's like, if we take the car back,
required.
they're definitely gonna say something about the tire. And I was like, no, not if we like go in and like really be heavy on the fact that the car wasn't starting and how unsafe that is for us because it's the middle of the night. We don't want to be stuck in the middle of Mexico. We need a new car because the car is not starting.
Okay, so this is her idea. She says, we're gonna go back to the rental company and tell them we need a different car because this one's not safe. It's not starting up, so that's scary. KO says, how many cars go into buildings though? Yeah, I think it's just a Columbus thing. Meech says, my Spanish is so poor I'd be effed. Yeah, if you don't know Spanish, man, they're gonna get one over on you almost everywhere you go outside of the resorts and stuff. I hate to say it, but says Lo siento, take all my pesos. Yeah, no, they definitely would take all of your pesos.
That was the storyline that I wanted to go with, right? And I thought we was on the same page going to the rental car place. So as soon as we get back to the rental car place, she flips the script, right? I don't know what possessed her to take this route.
We had a plan.
She decided that she was going to cuss out the people at the rental car place over the tire.
What?
So she gets out the car. She's like, do you see this? That's the first thing she says. And I'm like,
do you see where I ruined your car?
See this? And she points to the tire. And the guy looks at it. And he's like, what happened? And she's like, you guys gave me a car with a faulty tire. He's like, we didn't give you this car like this. He's like, we would never send a car out with the hubcap going. And he's like, the rim is bent, so you hit something.
Okay, so she went with plan B completely.
No, I didn't. She's like, y'all gave me this car like this. Y'all gave me this car like this. Y'all don't have any proof that this car had all 4 hubcaps on it. And he was like, I promise you,
yeah, they definitely do have proof of that. I'm sure they have video proof that all 4 of the hubcaps were on it. Like, what a wild switch up. Why would she do that? KO says, I would feel safe then, Meech. This story is crazy. Yes. When we wrecked, I was just yelling for someone to get me another cerveza. Well, you know, if you memorize phrases from a phrase book, that's one of the first ones that you'll learn. Nance says, I'll take pesos in return. Well, I can't. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Car without a hubcap,
I think you definitely need to have at least minimal Spanish skills. The guy's like, we can give if you're going to go deep into Mexico,
you're going to have to pay for the damages on this car because the rim is bent and it's clearly bent, and we would never send a car out like this. So,
okay, so the rim is bent because she's driving crazy, and the rental company's not happy about it.
Then she says, okay, but just imagine that if this was your daughter stuck out here in the middle of the night with a car like this, and that made him really mad. So then he started going in. He's like, he's cussing her out. They cussing each other out, mind you. Now this bitch is in a screaming match with this dude, and we're in Mexico, mind you. So I'm not.
CB says Tulum is nice though, for real. Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Like if you look at pictures from there, it's insane. Like it looks like it's not even real. Yelling at people in another country, I would think it was ceviche. That's funny. Yeah, well, hey, you know, either one would be good, actually.
I'm trying to go to Mexican jail, so I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. I'm like, listen, we need to calm this down, and we need to go inside and talk to the lady inside. He's like, yeah, you need to go talk to the lady inside. I'm not talking to you no more. I'm not talking to you no more. So the lady ends up coming out of the fucking, you know, the receptionist part. She's like, what's going on? The guy's like, I'm not talking to this bitch no more. So I'm like, damn, bitch. So we end up going inside. The lady's like, okay, well, let me go talk to the guy, see what's going on, and then we'll figure this out. Obviously, he tells her about the tire. I can see him out the window pointing the tire, whatever. So she's like, yeah, it looks like there's damages on the car. We can give you a new car tonight, but we're gonna have to like charge you for the damages. She's like, we can't assess the damages tonight because our mechanic's not here, but tomorrow we can assess the damages, and then when you return the car at the end of your stay, we'll give you the amount that you owe, whatever. She's like, I don't owe shit. I did not do that. And I'm like, bro, you definitely did that. Like, I'm
this girl has
bro,
like,
you definitely did that. I don't know why you trying to gaslight
no
people
sense of self-preservation.
That you
just be
that
like,
car up, like clearly
trying to fight the only person who has a rental car.
Have a hubcap and the rim is bent up.
What if they just tell you, get out of here?
Me and this girl had never had any issues in the past before. I'd never even seen her act like this. So this was kind of a little bit off-putting to me. So I was getting annoyed. So I was like, can you just like comply with these people so we can get out of here? Because honestly, it's really late and we doing all this back and forth.
Should have complied a long time ago.
Then she turns on me and she's like, honestly, I don't understand why I'm the one that's responsible for driving anyways. Like, you too old not to have a driver's license. Like, this don't make no fucking sense. And now I'm about to be held responsible for this car.
Okay, so here's what we were wondering before.
I'm like, you knew I didn't have a driver's license when we came down here and you said that you were going to drive. So now all of a sudden you mad at me because I don't have a driver's license when you were the one who was speeding and knocked the hubcap off the car. So I'm trying to understand. But I'm like, listen, I'll go half on you for whatever happened to the car just so we can get out of here, whatever. So the lady's like,
this is already like insane. Like none of this stuff should have ever happened. This is hard off-putting. Yeah, for sure.
Just sign this paper and we'll give you a car so you can leave tonight. But this paper is basically saying that you're going to be held responsible for the damages to the car. She's like, I'm not signing that. I'm hot. I'm like, bro, just sign the paper. Just sign the fucking paper. So
stuck in the middle of Mexico with someone who clearly doesn't have respect for the only business that's helped you out with a rental car. I don't know, dude. Couldn't be me. Nance says, is this the other person she's with related to Dom? Keho says, I would go halves if not just to part ways with this woman. Yeah, for sure. Like, I would have been, I mean, at that point, it's like, get out of there, get your own rental car and just go back home. Or maybe go to Tulum by yourself, but I don't know. It seems risky. Mexico seems that's just a risky place to go in general. And by yourself would be even more so.
People are saying that let's not use Bumble to like find your love of your life.
Oh wait, this isn't the one I meant to play, but basically, this young girl is having trouble making friends on Bumble BFF. KO says, in the middle of Mexico, yes, I would find a Corona and set my feet in the sand. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, get the car and just go by yourself at that point, but still, that's sketchy. Like, you go on vacation and then you end up being there by yourself. That's kind of messed up. So, okay, so I titled this one when BFF dates get messy.
Let's talk about trying to make friends. Okay, so I'm in a
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember this girl. This is a good one. Meech says, I don't think you could even pay me to drive in Mexico with someone I've never met. I wouldn't do that even with my husband. Okay. CB says, I would not recommend driving around Mexico in general, really. Yes, me either. Doesn't matter how familiar you are with it. It's not safe. It's not like here. It's way different.
Bathroom, but I had to stitch this because I went through the same thing on Bumble, and I'm convinced that women are crazy. I'm traumatized, and I will never do it again. Right? So I went through the same stage. It was a little harder to make friends the older you get. So I'm like, let me get on Bumble.
Okay.
I met this woman on Bumble, and she seemed really nice. The conversation was flowing. We was going back and forth, and she just
KO says,
cool.
ooh, all these
so
girls
like,
know each other.
Later, I was like, yeah, we should go out for drinks or whatever. And plus, she only lived like 35 minutes from me. So I was like, all right, this is a quick little commute.
CB says,
so I'm not sure if she...
My pops worked in Mexico City and had a driver/bodyguard. Yeah, definitely. Definitely you would need that. Ooh, see, now it's starting to get dark. It's dark on my face now. Hold on. I screwed it all up. Anyways, whatever. So let's hear her story here.
She brought the best version of herself.
Okay, it says planes in and out of Mexico, for sure.
Like, you know, we had a couple of drinks, we was eating good food. She was telling me about
Don't be driving. Don't take the pedal bike to Mexico.
She talked about her ex-boyfriend. I didn't go that deep because, you know, I didn't know her like that, but it was still a good conversation, right?
Okay.
Telling her about
having
my
good
job,
conversation.
her job. So
that's how all the good dates should start, right?
Like, we agreed that we should meet up again because this was fun, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So we met up again, maybe like a week or two later, right? But this time it was like at I don't want to say it was like a club event, because it was definitely at a club, but it was like a fraternity networking type thing. Like it was good music and drinks,
and that's a good place to meet
like
people.
Social. It was real social.
Because
so
there'd be
she
groups
was like, you know
there.
what? Like, you know, can we meet at your house and then we could take the lift together, right? And I'm like, sure, no problem. So she drove to my house, parked or whatever, and she came upstairs and we got dressed or whatever, and she left her purse. To this day, I don't understand why she left her purse at my house.
That's a red flag right away.
And she just put
so they're going out together, and she leaves her purse in the other girl's in a stranger's apartment. That's a weird move to me. I would not recommend parting with your purse on a date with someone you don't know.
Wallet in her bra, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
So we take an Uber.
Maybe it's a common thing to not carry the purse. I don't know. Leave it in your own car.
I'm not sure if she don't know the rules of going out with your friend, but once we got into the space, we sitting down and this bitch just leaves. Like, she just leaves. And she's all over the club, right? Like, she's literally talking to everyone but me. And I'm like, you know, it's cute.
Meech says she did the leave behind.
But girl, we came together.
Right? And then she's at the club and leaves the girl behind again.
Y'all, she flips. Like, she was drinking and she was throwing the cat at everybody.
Oh, no.
And I don't knock nobody. You know, whatever you do, you grown.
Hopefully it doesn't get too, doesn't need to be censored here. Meech says she didn't think she would get a second date. Yeah, exactly. She left the purse behind just in case.
But she flirting with guys, and she messy, and she drunk, and she throwing a cat at everybody.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is so
that's not good.
awkward.
See, and that's weird because you went out to meet a new friend, and you're out talking to everyone but her.
Like, you know, you acting a little crazy. But I had to watch my mouth because we really don't know each other like that.
Right, yeah, maybe she's like that all the time. Black Magic says throw in the cat. Yeah, it's, I think everyone knows what that means, so doesn't need explaining. I thought that was a good quip.
And she's like, yeah, I'm good. And she talking to random people, and she hanging on guys. This may need to be a part 2.
Okay, and it definitely is a part 2. Here's Messy Date part 2.
Okay, so part 2. Now, we moved from inside the place to outside, because I'm like, okay, maybe she wants to get some air, right? Mind you, we didn't move from inside the place to outside by choice. I was sitting down, and she left me, right? So, I followed her.
See, that's
go outside,
weird,
and
dude.
She's talking to this group of men,
like, why
right?
don't you sit down
and
with your friend?
Is up, like, she's drunk, y'all. But in the group,
so now she just has to follow her around.
She was leaning on his shoulder, and she's talking real close to his face.
Oh no!
And it looked like they about to kiss.
No.
And I'm like, I know for sure she don't know this guy. Like this seems like a lie.
Yeah, and that's a lie.
I immediately turned into the
CB
baby
says messy girls ain't
nobody was acknowledging me, but I'm watching her just to make sure that these people don't like.
Ain't it?
You know,
that's
you don't
right,
know
Beach.
People are crazy, and she's not in the right mindset. Anywho,
Yeah.
we did for like another hour, right? Because she's talking to all these people.
So
and
I definitely see where, like, on the one side, she wants to, like, be protective of her new friend and say, like, hey, you know, you're not in the right mindset. Maybe we should go. But also she just met the girl. So it's kind of like, maybe she's like this all the time. And I don't want to be, like, you know, out of line by criticizing her, just have her way of having fun or whatever. CB says, if you can't have 6 to 12 drinks and still handle yourself, bye. Okay, yeah, I agree, because the messy people it's tough, dude. It's tough. Oh man, we're running out of playlists. So it's tough with the messy people because because you never know what they'll do in public, and it could get dangerous. KO says, I missed 4 minutes. Pedal bikes. Oh, okay. All right. Pedaling on the bike. That's all right. Pedal safe. CB says, I really cannot with Messi.
She ends up exchanging numbers with the older guy. Not my business. But the guys are like, we going to another location. Like, you want to come? And she's like, no, I'm not really interested in it. And she gets on the phone and she literally walks away. Like, she walks down the street and she's sitting on like this bench
this
type
is
thing.
drunk
she having
girl
a full
stuff.
conversation.
I mean,
with
that's just
so I go over there and I'm
behavior.
sitting down too, and it turns out that it's some guy, right?
Meech says, I laugh at my messy friends.
I don't know the relationship, but they just seem
just free entertainment.
Flirty. Like, it was just
it'll be live wherever you go.
So now the event is coming to an end. It's getting dark, and
especially when they can't find stuff. Oh yeah, that's the best is when people are frantically searching for whatever the dumb thing they left in the bar was, some part of their outfit usually.
She's like, oh, well, Dominic, do you want to go, to a bar after this? And I'm like, girl,
another bar?
And we was just at a bar. Like, we just had drinks
right,
in there.
You just ran out of a bar.
I'm not really interested in going,
now you're
anywhere else.
on a bench in public.
Because at this point, it's damn near like 11 o'clock. I'm done, right?
CB says I have very little patience for Messi.
Like, she asked me, but she kind of already made the decision that she was going to go without me, right?
Okay.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah, that's
right?
fine, but she left her purse
together,
at the apartment, right?
So this girl calls
cat,
her Uber.
That's right.
And she did.
That's right, KO.
And I'm like, girl, when the hell did you call an Uber and you just left me here? Mind you, we took an Uber together and you just left, right? Like, you're on your way to leave. And
that's
it's
not
so
like she weird,
talked about
dude, to just leave.
And
she didn't even talk to her most of the time.
Dominic, so are you okay with me leaving? I'm like, you might as well leave now. The Uber is right here.
Right. It's way too late to be respectful at this point.
And I'm like, oh, shit. So I had to call my own Uber. I get back home. And at this point, I'm just over the night. I'm pissed. I'm tired. I want to just forget all of this happened, right?
Okay, here's
so
the third
part.
part.
I won't drag it no more. I promise. So she calls me and she's like, "Oh, I left my bag upstairs. Can I come upstairs to get it?" Right?
It's 4 o'clock in the morning
not.
right
Like,
now.
at this point, my night was trash, and you just broke my sleep, right? But I'll bring your bag down to you.
That's the part I skipped. She went home and the other girl went out with those guys, and then she showed up at her apartment at 4 a.m. wasted to get her purse back.
Speaking of it, she lucky I'm not a thief and I didn't go through her goddamn bag because ultimately I'm a stranger and you just left all your shit with me. But I promise
it's a
I
weird
didn't go through her
move
bag.
for sure.
So brought her stuff downstairs and of course I'm like, half sleep. I'm like, like what happened? You basically like left me. So she was real nonchalant about it. Like she kind of laughed it off like, oh, I had to meet up with this guy I used to talk to. He was in the area or whatever. And
Lord have mercy. This is just it's craziness right now. I just so this is the kind of thing that you're finding out here when you're trying as a female to make friends on Bumble. And I it's prospects are bleak, it seems like, for friendship here with all of this technology in our way. And I feel like the social media and the technology kind of can conspire in a way to ruin social interactions because everyone is so stuck on doing like back research on new people they're meeting. So you're pouring through whatever their social media account is, and that can lead to issues. So here we have an example of that.
So maybe I'll start a series called Bumble BFF Horror Stories because, oh my god, this Bumble journey has been a wild ride. I matched with this girl on Bumble like 2 months ago. We just like never went anywhere with it. We like talked once and then just like completely forgot about it because I don't go on Bumble that often. So like 3 days ago, I was like, hey, I'm having a pool day at my apartment pool on Friday if you wanted to come. A couple other girls from Bumble that I'm friends with are coming, and I like sent her their Instagrams, and so she was like, oh my god, totally, I'd love to come. She was like all up for it. I asked her this morning, it's Friday, I asked her this morning hey, are you still able to make it to the pool today? And she was like, yep, around 1, right? And I said what time everyone else was coming. And then 1:30
Okay, so this is
and
all
she's
normal.
Like, hey, I'm just
Nance says this lady is annoying.
I'll head over soon. And I was like, okay, yay. And she was like, do you need me to bring anything? Just my swimsuit, question mark? I responded, me and my friend are planning on actually going
She
to
does
Ulta
have a young
little bit
voice.
later after the pool if you wanted to come to that. Meaning you should bring extra clothes if you wanted to come to Ulta with us. She
Okay, so
responds,
that's their date.
okay,
Go to the
I need a
pool
shower,
and go to
so
Ulta.
that works better. I was a little confused, so I just responded, okay. She goes, let me know when. So I'm like, oh, you're just coming to Ulta?
Nance says
Well, we're
douchey
coming to
size
2
shirt
hours in
included.
advance.
It is a
I
really
said
big
we were
shirt.
going at 3:30, and I told her that at 1:30.
I like the Pink
After
Floyd,
I'd already
though.
been at the pool for an hour and a half. After I told her what time we were roughly going to Ulta, she responds with, are you guys doing anything this
Okay, so
evening?
she's
I
basically
just
blown
responded,
them off
"Nope, just
completely.
Ulta, I
Didn't
think."
show up at the
She
pool.
just never opened it. So then I texted her an hour later and I say, by the way, we're gonna go to Ulta in around an hour. She just never opened it. We were gonna go to Ulta at
Okay.
3:30. At 4:20, I text her, hello, question mark? No.
So normally, this would just be it, right? But with technology and our interconnections on social media, we're able to check in on lies that people are telling.
No response. Keep in mind, this whole time I'm texting her, I can see her Snap Map. Says that she's on Snapchat now. Literally says now. Or 2 minutes ago. Then 3...
So she sees she's on her phone, but not responding to her messages. Ulta, KO, Ulta is what? Ulta Beauty is a store that sells beauty products, like makeup.
Hours later, I snap to her. I say, hey girl, if you didn't want to come, you could have just said something, ...
Yeah,
She responds
exactly.
almost instantly and says, oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry. I just woke up from a super
CB
long,
says, if you
unplanned
text
nap. I
someone
was up
once
super
and they don't
late last
respond,
night." Then
don't
she
keep
goes, "I was
texting
so
them.
excited to meet you
Thirsty
and your
ain't a good
friends.
look.
Would you guys
Yeah,
wanna come
exactly.
to my pool sometime soon?" And that response just pissed me the fuck off because I could see that she was on Snapchat. Even if she did take a long nap, she was on Snapchat when I was trying to get a hold of her before. I sent
KO says people be prowling other people. Meech says thirsty. Yes, definitely. There's weirdness on both sides of this interaction, but I thought it was a good example of how, you know, formerly people would lie about dates and say, oh, you know, I just fell asleep. I didn't see blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize what time it was. Oh, sorry, I slept through that. But then meanwhile, your other app is telling on you. I don't have Snapchat because I'm over the age of 18, but apparently Snapchat will tell your friends whether you're on it or not, and she was on it actively using it during the time where she was lying and saying that she was taking a nap. So you definitely have to be careful. Probably don't give your socials out to strangers that you just met on Bumble BFF, at least right away. So, oh yeah, this girl's crazy. Okay, Becky says, I have Snapchat. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I feel like as a dude, like it'd be weird for me to have a Snapchat at my age. Like, I think that would be viewed as creepy by my peers, but I'm not sure. Are people using Snapchat? Because I wouldn't know because I don't have it, but, Meech says Snapchat snitches like an MF. Okay, alright, so they really track all your movements. CB says, so I also feel like the reason these girls are looking for girlfriends is because they don't have dudes, and they suck at making friends and finding a man. No shade, but kinda shade. Okay, see, I don't know. Meech says, no shade, but kinda shade. Yeah, that... I don't know. That's tough because even girls who have a relationship want to have girlfriends, you know? And I could get where, you know, you want, like, Meech isn't going to come home and talk certain topics with her husband that he wouldn't have interest or knowledge in. So maybe having like those other friends is really like an important outlet. Either way. But yeah, I definitely can see where being single would make you want to have more friends. And hanging out in a group of girls would probably be a good way to meet another girl or guy. Meech says, people need to step back. You can check everything now. Snapchat has no on and off mode. Oh, boy. Okay. KO says, I have snaps. Okay. A lot of guys have Snapchat, Nance says. We just send stupid stuff back and forth. Okay. Alright. I did not know this. Meech says, thank God I do not have socials, but also any friend that I have knows that if I don't text them back right away, it's not that serious. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. CB says all my girlfriends are over 70 and they can barely text, let alone have Snapchat. Oh, Nance says barely walk. My bestie here had a hip replacement today. She did text me to tell me she was out of surgery. Aw, well, get well to your friend. That's great that you're making friends with all the old ladies down there. I'm sure they love you. Meech says texting with the T9 capability. Yes, they're over there with Nokias for sure. Maybe jitterbugs. It's KO says it's very stupid but makes me money. Snapchat. Okay, all right. You can make money from Snapchat. Okay, so the next girl, she kind of took it to the next level. You know, going on a date is one thing. We've learned you don't go on a trip, but do you move the Bumble BFF into your apartment? How long do you wait for that? Not long enough.
Why is this song coming out? Do my skincare with me while I tell you about my horror Bumble BFF story. It was in 2022.
Oh, she's quiet.
Dallas, and I was trying to make friends. She seemed really cool when we first met. We were like texting a lot on the app, a lot of the same interests. And one night I invited her out with me and some other girls
Tessa
that
says,
I had met
hello,
on Bumble
beautiful
to
people.
go to
What's
this
up,
rave.
Tessa?
It went well.
Good to see
We
you,
had a lot of
queen.
fun at the rave, so we honestly started going out together all the time. We were going to the bars every weekend. We were close. 2 months later, she had a situation with like where she was living. She didn't have
2
many
months
other friends
of
in
being
town.
friends.
She came to me with her situation. I decided to help her and said, hey, you can crash with me until you know, figure out a place and get
Oh
back
my
on your
gosh.
feet.
Yeah,
First,
red
things were
flag
fine, things were
number
great.
10
We would
already.
help out with like utilities and stuff, and she ended up living with me for like 4-ish months. So I noticed
Okay,
that
that's a
she
long time to
was
crash.
developing a little bit of an alcohol habit. And
Oh no. See, this is tough, man. Don't be moving people into your house. This is not good. You don't know these people.
and we had a few conversations about it just because
Oh, sorry, Tess. We are talking about an app called Bumble BFF, where people, mostly women, use it to make friends with other women in a non-dating kind of way. CB says the old man and I had only been dating for 2 months when we moved in together, so it can work out. Okay, all right, that's cool. But I think a relationship is different. Like the way that you're connecting and talking and hanging out is on a much deeper level than a casual friend you go to the bar with at 21. Or I'm just guessing this girl is young. She looks pretty young. So yeah, it definitely can work out, you know, and I hope it does for lots of people. You know, that's a cool thing, you know, the kind of love at first sight story. KO says also, these people are always gearing up to go out, so they're always getting ready and dishing about their problems. Yes, I'm learning a lot about skin care routines and makeup. I will have a couple of questions for you, Tess. Maybe you can help me out on a couple of products that are being used in these videos, just as a little side quest, a little knowledge gaining for me. But yeah, so
because
let's
I
hear
cared
her
about her,
story.
told me that she would
moved
stop,
the
and
girl
she
in,
did,
and she
to my
became.
knowledge, but she actually just started hiding.
She developed an
things from
alcohol
me.
problem.
Concerned for my safety because this is my house. Like, I feel like I have a right to know if you're drunk or not. Anyway,
For
it had
sure.
been a couple months.
Yeah.
Anyways, it had been a couple months of us living together already. One day I came home from work and I smelled this like really weird fishy smell. She was like obsessed with seafood boils. I thought that like maybe she had ordered some, like ate it there, and I was like, okay, like it'll just go away. Like the smell, like
KO says side quest, let's
it was
go.
Super, like fishy and rancid. I was like investigating. This went on for like 4 days. Just like, where is this smell coming from? I was so confused. We had taken the trash
that's not
out.
good.
I even asked
Mysterious
her to, like,
smells are never a
like,
good thing.
Leftovers and stuff. Like, I was going crazy trying to figure out where this fish smell was coming from.
Okay.
It was only like in the living room where she was staying. It didn't come into my room at all, so I was so confused.
In the
During
living
this time,
room?
though, I guess the smell didn't
There's
bother
fish
her
in the
'cause
living
she
room?
was sleeping over at this guy's house that she met on Hinge, which was already like kind of weird because she had just met him. She didn't care.
What,
because
girl,
wasn't
she
home
moved
to,
in
like,
with
smell
you
it,
after
but I
2
cared.
months. What are you
So I
talking
would
about?
come home from work and I would be like, what is this? One day I had just had enough. I started cleaning. Like one day she wasn't home. She
One
was at
day?
that guy's
How do
house.
you not? What are
And
you
I just started
what?
cleaning. Like I went through her stuff and I found like old food, alcohol bottles. I found all this like stuff that she was like hiding in her things, which was like weird.
That's
but even
weird to
after
go
cleaning
through her
that,
stuff. I don't know
could
about
not find
that.
the source of the smell.
Oh, okay. So there's a part 2. Part 2, the smell.
After realizing that none of this stuff was the source, I was taking something to my storage, which you have to like go through my kitchen to get to where my storage is. And I opened the door. I'm laughing because I can't even believe that this is like real, but I have a picture and I will show you guys so you know. There was a big bowl of eaten crawfish.
Y'all, crawfish on the floor. Remnants of crawfish. Just. My question is, Meech says we have to find out what it is. Oh, I know. I had to find out. It took me 20 minutes to find this because this was posted so long ago. This is like from 2023. Black Magic says, I'm scared to find out what the smell was. I was too. I was hoping it was dinner related, and it was. So that's good. CB says, this is why I can't live with anyone. People are so effing dirty. Yes, that's right, dude. It's nasty. Tess says, ew. Yeah, dude. So, so she left what I'm assuming is like the shells and leftovers of crawfish just in a pot on the floor. How is this in the room and no one else noticed that sitting there? Like, it's right there, just on the floor in the middle of. How did you not know about this? Like, we gotta get him out. You guys were right. What is happening?
Fish on the floor of my laundry room.
Oh, that's funny. The crawfish culprit. I didn't even
on
peep
the floor.
I didn't even peep that caption the first time.
Of my laundry room. You guys, I literally was so shook. I could not believe my eyes.
Dude, can you imagine the smell in that room?
In the moment, I just sent her a picture.
Dude.
And was like, I found the source of the smell.
If you haven't had crawfish before, like, let's say you put it in the trash can. The next morning, you'll wake up and be like, we need to take that trash bag out right now if you didn't already. But people who eat seafood know you don't leave that in your house. What are you doing? Much less it's sitting in a pot. Yes, KO.
We're considered a hazardous building.
A huge hazardous building when you have raw seafood product left out at room temperature for weeks or days and days on end, dude, in the laundry room. So I'm wondering, like, how, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm just wondering how this didn't get spotted. You know, she says you had to go through some other room to get to this room where her storage is or something. Maybe she didn't have to do laundry that week, but like, it's sitting right there on the floor. It's not hidden. There's an empty Tupperware on top of it. CB says people are sickening. Yeah, dude.
Question mark. Like
what
the fuck?
what are
And
you
also
doing?
My birthday was the day after this, so I don't know why all this stuff.
Crawfish
happened to me,
birthday?
like, right before my
Ah.
birthday, I'm starting to like not like my birthday anymore. When I sent her the text and sent her the picture of the bowl of eaten crawfish that she put on the floor of my laundry room for a whole week. Doesn't even make sense to me. Like, the trash can's right there. Started calling me.
Yeah,
and texting me and
or anywhere
apologizing,
else,
but I was
not
just
on
like,
the
bro, I
floor
gave
of
you
the
a
laundry
safe
room.
Space to lay your head, and you're gonna disrespect me by making my whole apartment smell like a fish tank. Like,
But girl, she's a
basically
stranger
just, like, called
though.
her
Like,
and
you
told
don't
to,
know
like,
her. She doesn't know
come
you.
Clean this up. I'm not gonna clean up your week-old eaten crawfish. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
We went out that night for my
no
birthday.
kidding,
so
dude. And
when
now
she
it's her
came
birthday
home,
she's
like,
going
we
out
didn't
for.
really
That's
talk about
crazy.
it,
dude.
and if I'm being
Crazy.
honest, I should have confronted her, but I didn't because I was just so over it. So the next day was my birthday, and honestly, it was like the worst birthday that I've ever had.
She's
She
very
made me
birthday
cry
focused.
on my birthday. So after that, I was like, there's no coming back from this friendship. I asked her to leave my apartment. And then I think we talked like once more after that where I did
Meech says, I want to talk to their parents.
confront her. I
Dude,
honestly didn't know how
for
to feel.
sure.
I was sad. I felt disrespected. I felt like she had taken advantage of me and like didn't really value my friendship. So I confronted her about all those things. We just didn't talk
That's
again
right,
after
KO.
that.
You'd have
So
to throw
safe
all
to
your
say I will
laundry
never be
away, or at
using
least
Bumble
rewash
BFF
it all.
ever again. Let me know if you guys want to hear more stories about all the crazy shit that's happened.
Oh my gosh, man. CB says, ma'am, you're an adult. Your birthday does not need to be mentioned 17 times. And the slightest thing happens. Who is it that has a bit about that? Jim Gaffigan? But it's like, you know, it's like when people are like, I can't believe I have to work on my birthday. I can't believe I have to this on my birthday. Can't believe I'm in traffic on my birthday. It's like, yeah, we got it. It's your birthday. It's not going to be perfect. It's me any other day. Unless you're a kid, you know? It's welcome to adulthood, man. No one cares. Meech says she's an Aries with all the birthday stuff. Okay, all right. KO says she's gonna slap them or give them a voucher for tiny maids. Or tidy maids. Okay. All right. I think tiny maids would be funny too, though. KO says, Drew, rewash, new dryer, new washer. Give the old ones to JLR would be an upgrade. Dude, you would have to. Like, I don't know if you could... Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the washer wouldn't be... wouldn't have absorbed the smell, but yeah, I just can't imagine how horrible week-old rancid crawfish would smell. But so here we have, this is another girl who, like, really, really put herself out there, and, like, I think she's kind of leaving some stuff out in the story. Like, maybe she kind of knew a little bit, like, what was up, but, also, you know, I still feel like she's a victim, even though she probably should have seen coming what was happening, or maybe did. Meech says 2 tears in a bucket, literally. Dude, for real, man. Oh, Lord.
I was groomed by a girl and her husband on Bumble BFF, and this is the most messed up thing that has ever happened to me. I have never...
Okay. People kind of give her crap because the intro says it's the most messed up thing that's ever happened to her, but I think she's just being hyperbolic. CB says, 2 tears in a bucket of crawfish. Dude, you would definitely be crying in the mop bucket if you were scrubbing up crawfish from a week ago. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, there's a little crawfish emoji. I love it.
Never told this story, but I've seen a lot of people sharing their insane Bumble BFF experiences, so here goes. This all started when I was living in New York City by myself. I had no friends, so I found myself on Bumble BFF. And I ended up connecting with this tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Lululemon-wearing girl who lived in Soho. So we start hanging out more and more, and one day she ends up inviting me to...
The way she described her is not how I would think that a girl would describe another girl that she was just wanting to be friends with. CB says, this girl was on 90 Day. Is her name Stephanie? Her name is Stephanie because I titled this one, Oh My God, Stephanie, Photo Shoot Time. So yeah, it is that girl. Meech says, "Uh-oh, red flags." Dude, so many red flags, but this is a red flag on her part. The way she described this girl. Tell me if I'm wrong. Black Magic says no shrimp tails. That's what you need, is the shrimp tails. You need the shrimp tails to balance out the crawfish guts. Oh, okay, okay. All right, that's some good context. CB says she's the one that sold the fart in a jar. I do not know her from that lore, but here... I do remember that story, though. That's so funny. Okay, so... with that extra funny context, listen to how she describes this girl she met, and let me know if you think my suspicions are correct.
I had no friends, so I found myself on Bumble BFF. And I ended up connecting with this tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Lululemon-wearing girl who lived in Soho.
Tall, blonde-haired, Lululemon-wearing... Stephanie Motto. Okay. All right. Meech says, I'm dying, lol. Yep, this is her. I knew it right away. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me because she definitely has the TV makeup. I thought she sold out because she couldn't eat enough. Oh, that's funny, KO. Yeah, I think she did have to stop for health reasons. Yeah. And she also looks like that. Yes. CB says she is a lesbian. That's why she describes girls like this. I know, but like she wraps the story in, hey, I was new to the area. I'm trying to make friends. But like the way that she talks about this girl makes me think like she might have wanted it to be more than friends, at least in the beginning, or she thought there might be potential for it. But you'll see what I mean.
So we start hanging out more and more, and one day she ends up inviting me to her apartment, which is gorgeous, and she introduces me to her fiance, who is your typical Vineyard Vines blue vest wearing finance bro. He was a bit standoffish.
Vineyard Vines blue vest wearing finance bro. Sounds... Meech, you know anybody like that? Black Magic says, and somewhere out there, the other girl's telling her friends, and then I found out she sold her farts. Yes. Yes, CB, she is trying to make friends. CB says, sound like Meech's old man. Yeah, see, that I was trying to gently make that inference there, but there's nothing wrong with Vineyard Vines, okay? Yeah, I'm sure he looks really good in it.
To me, which is why it was so weird that after the first night we met, he immediately added me on Instagram.
Okay, red flag number 7. Husband added her on Instagram. Now, she should know what's up at this point, I feel like, but, Meech says, you gotta be joking, my man doesn't wear VV. Okay.
Spending even more time with her at
I
her
thought
place.
he was I'm just envisioning a well-dressed finance bro, you know, with the $900 dress shoes, white pants, you know, nice sweater. No Lacoste either. Okay. All right. But he's wearing the Lululemon right alongside Meech, you know? Like, they're like in matching yoga outfits, maybe.
Something kind of gross that happened with them one night when we were drinking at her apartment. Out of nowhere, she just tells me, you know, I don't tell this to too many people, but me and my fiance are actually in an open situation together. And then she...
Okay. Right here, if you didn't see the other 57 signs, this should be your sign that this girl wants more than a friendship with you, in my opinion.
She whips out her phone and ends up showing me a video on her phone of this happening. More and more I notice that
she has like this fake shocked face, but like there's no way the girl just pulled her phone out and showed her that video unprompted. Like there was definitely a conversation in the lead up to this that she's not mentioning. Meech says he is well dressed, but it's low key brands from Barney's and other small designers. Okay.
Her fiance wanted to be included in our hangout time. He would always push for us to drink. He was definitely...
So the fiance friends her on Instagram, wants to hang out with them, and always tries to get them to drink. How many more signs do we need?
Only a little bit odd, but I thought, okay, well, you know what? He pays for this apartment. Be as weird as you want, honey. But this all got weirder when one day my friend comes to me and is like, oh my God, Stephanie, I have an amazing surprise for you. And she tells me that she managed to get us a booking with a photographer that she is friends with, who normally costs thousands of dollars and only works with professionals and with models, but is willing to do a photo shoot with us for free.
Okay. That was like 50 more flags. I don't know what CB says. I know he has some Patagonia. I feel like at this point she's got to know what's up. That the husband
Obviously,
is kind of making a play or something.
Taking photos and making content is a part of what I do and a part of my job. And I go ahead and do the photo shoot.
Not
yes,
these kind of photos.
Amazing. The photographer is incredible. He gives us some previews of the photos, and they are just stunning. But the photos, they're a little bit, not photos you'd want to send to your family.
Meech says Patagonia is a given. Can't take the backpacking boy out of him. Okay, I gotcha. See, he's too well dressed for Vineyard Vines. Vineyard Vines is for peasants. That's for middle management boys, okay? You don't wear Vineyard Vines at the country club, right?
My group chat. So a week goes by and I ask her like, hey, have the photos come in? And she says, yes, he actually sent me the final edits. Once I go through them, I'm going to send you the ones that I think are the best. So some time goes by and I'm not getting these photos. And then one night I get a message from her fiance on Instagram.
So she went, if you didn't catch it, she went and got some spicy photos taken with this girl, okay, with a professional photographer. Everybody in California is a professional photographer.
You're like, hey, how's it going? And then out of nowhere, he says, hey, so I know that you two took some pictures, and I know some of them were of you together, and I just want to let you know that as her partner, I feel it is my right to have access to these photos and to be able to look at them and be a part of it in some way because this is my fiance.
Whoa, guy. Okay, all right. What? Okay. Yeah, I don't think we even need to cover why that's horrible and messed up. I don't know, dog, you probably shouldn't be looking at those. And definitely don't be, like, messaging girl and telling her, like, hey, I'm gonna look at these photos of you. Like, that's weird, dude. Like, he's definitely fishing. He's got 15 lines in the water. She hasn't seen the bobber yet, so...
And I am just, like, stunned.
She's stunned! She hasn't seen the writing on the wall.
So disgusted and so violated that I just decided...
The girl showed you a video of the... okay. All right.
To forget about the entire Stephanie, and not ask for the photos after that. Maybe I was overreacting. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not texting her. I'm not texting him. I'm kind of just like moving on with my life because I'm so freaked out and creeped out by the situation. And then a couple weeks go by and I get another message from her fiance and he is angry with me. He's basically saying that I used her, saying that she really liked me, that she was in love with me, and how could I lead her on like this?
Lead her on like this definitely makes it sound like she's leaving out some of the her side of the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, the situation is still just crazy to me, and I still don't quite understand what happened.
Okay, so I didn't know that this was a famed reality star, so I'm not even sure now if I believe her story at all. KO says double creep wanting a double date, something +3. Yeah. It was definitely gross. CB says, woof, this girl is a loon. Watch her on 90 Day. See, I don't know her from that, so I was giving her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she was just being naive and trying to make new friends. And you could use it as an example that some people on these apps, even though it's a friend app, might be looking for more. And so I kind of got curious about that. And that led me to the final girl, who I think is the best storyteller so far. But I do have a quick second one from the girl from before. CB says regular Bumble or Bumble BFF, they all look into F. Yeah, okay. See, I don't know. I think some girls are definitely going on there with genuine intentions to just make a friend. KO says, what's the season? She was bringing a guy or a woman into the Americas. Isn't that what they all do? Isn't that the whole thing? Like the person comes and they move to the country for 90 days or whatever. I don't know. I don't keep up with it enough. I just watch the clips. I miss Big Ed. Big Ed's not there, so I don't care anymore. But, but okay, so this is CB. This is Ocean Drive in Miami, with old girl from before.
Oh, we can go all day with the Bumble BFF story. So, I met this girl. I was in Miami, right? I met this girl through Bumble BFF. We were talking.
That's right, Beach, Big Ed.
Whatever. And then she had invited me to meet her on Ocean Drive, but she told me in advance that she was gonna be with a friend. So I already knew when I was pulling up that it was gonna be 2 girls. So that's fine. So we ended up going to I think it's called Wet Willie's. It's like they have like the frozen daiquiris or whatever.
Okay.
So we ended up going there, and everything was cool.
Big
everything
bar.
was chill. We were drinking our drinks, whatever. And then, for some odd reason, one of the girls ended up, like, leaving. Like, she had got up, and she, like, left out of Wet Willie's, and she, like, went walking. I don't...
That's never a good sign when a drunk person gets up and leaves alone and just starts walking. CB says, not gonna lie, it is not hard to get up to some BS on Ocean Drive. It seems like it from this story. It seems like a live place to be.
I don't know where she went. I didn't even pay attention to it because we were just cutting it up, listening to music, whatever. So we end up going outside of Wet Willie's to see where this girl had went.
Okay.
And we see her getting put in the back of a police car. Like,
oh, no.
I'm like, wait, hold on. Okay, so boom.
Just met the girl, and she was hanging at the bar, leaves, gets arrested. So they didn't find her quick enough. Meech says, Wet Willie's, isn't that the bar Nance owns? Yeah, that's...
So we're like, what the fuck? So then the girl's like, oh, we gotta go to the police department. We gotta go to the police department. They just arrested her. Why would they arrest her? I'm like, why would they arrest her? We was just chilling, vibing. What the fuck? So
clearly y'all missed something.
The Miami Beach Police Department, which is like right, like 2 blocks up from Ocean.
I can't imagine going to bail out your brand new friend from jail like the first time you hang out with them. That's crazy.
Drive. So we went there or whatever. And I guess she went and asked what happened. Why did this bitch get arrested for soliciting prostitution?
Whoa.
Why did she get arrested for soliciting prostitution?
What?
So the whole night is messed up.
Oh,
we can go on.
My God. Okay, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that to be the reason why she got arrested. That's crazy. CB says, it's like low-key grossest daiquiri bar ever. Okay, all right. Meech says, why are we even going to the PD for this girl, right? Yeah, just leave her. Like, this is not your people. You just met. Yeah, soliciting, dude. Like, what could she have done in the few minutes it took? Like, craziness. So if you want to check out her channel, she's got several of those, stories. That's Cat by Cat Thomas on, TikTok. But my favorite Bumble BFF storyteller is this girl, and she's such a good storyteller and really cute, and like you can tell she's genuinely just trying to make friends. She is a lesbian, but she does disclose that, but she is just trying to meet friends. Meech says she was trying to recruit friends. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I had there was another girl who had a video where she talked about that, where a girl asked her that if she had a pimp, basically. But like there were so many like slang words and stuff in between, like I didn't know if it would be clear enough like what she was talking about, so I didn't play that one. CB says, I wouldn't even go to the PD for the old man, let alone somebody I just met, dude. For real, man. Like, it's absolutely crazy. But, okay, check this girl out.
I watched a video of a girl talking about her Bumble BFF trauma, and I would like to chime in. I've lived in 5 different states, and each place that I would move to, I wouldn't know anyone there. So it was a fresh start every time.
Okay, so basically exactly what Bumble BFF is for.
And I met many people off the app, 2 I'm still friends with. The rest have completely and utterly traumatized me. This one girl, we bonded over The Bachelor. I think we were in...
Initially, I thought she only made 2 friends out of all the connections. There must be something wrong with her, but I really think it is just something wrong with the the Bumble BFF, and like it attracts a certain type of person.
We were in like live messaging each other during an episode, and then we decided to go meet at a brewery. This was an outdoor brewery. They had like cornhole boards. All the seats were like picnic tables. It was very casual. I got there a bit earlier, and then later I saw her walking up towards me and immediately noticed that she looked amazing. Like, she was way more dressed up than I was. I was wearing jeans and a flannel, and she had like a little black dress, high heels, full face of makeup. She looked great. My little gay ass was like, ugh. And I was about to say hi, you know, as one does. But then she goes, I just love this whole crunchy granola look you got going on. It looks like you just went on a hike and you don't care who sees you.
Oh my gosh, man, that's brutal. Like, the first thing you say to somebody, like, jeez, dude. CB says, be right back, going to download Bumble BFF to see if I can have some of these wild experiences. Dude, seriously, you gotta try it, because I want to hear. I want to see if it's real. I want to see if it's really like this. Meech says I'd chip in on those dates. CB, I'll wear a body cam, dude. Oh, that'd be so funny. Okay, so she shows up, and the girl is way more dressed up than her, and calls her crunchy granola. Like, oh, that's so mean, dude. Like, what?
Yeah, that
the
just
meanest thing to say to a
time.
person
I felt
you
like I was
just
getting
met.
negged, and then we said bye, and we did the whole text me when you get home thing. And I lived 4 minutes from the brewery, and when I got home, I texted her, hey, I got home, thanks for coming out. I was already blocked. Not 5 minutes after. Like, I know she already thought very little of me, but to not even care if I lived or died on my commute home?
Didn't even care if she lived or died. I thought that was really funny. And, like, also points for telling the story quickly in a concise way. Like, these are the kind of stories we need on TikTok. Quick. Get to the point. Tell the funny part. That's it. Yes, Ray-Ban does have those sunglasses. You're right. Or the Meta glasses. Yep. That's right. We gotta get some sort of we gotta get some sort of camera set up for CB here. But okay, so the next friend that she meets, she decides to KO says I like her. Me too, dude. She's great. I love her personality. She is Laura Picadillo on TikTok. But so her next friend that she Tess says she's cute, I like her. Yes. Dude, I knew she would be the star, so I saved her for the end. She has a bunch of these stories and they're so good. So this one, she decides that she is going to let a girl that she met on Bumble BFF watch her house while she's out of town for a week. Black Magic says she seems cool.
I'm having a miserable
Totally,
day at work
dude.
anyways. So I meet this girl, and we really
She'd be
hit it
fun to
off.
hang out
like,
with.
Our puppies have play dates together. We're going on double dates. We meet up once or twice a week to get drinks and lunch and just yap. It was so delightful. After 4 months after we met,
Like, what
I
a
was
good
going
friend,
out of town.
you know?
So I asked her, hey, do you mind watching Kiwi while I'm gone? She's like less than a year old. I don't feel good about leaving her at a doggy daycare.
I get that, but only knowing someone for 4 months and entrusting them with your apartment for a week is that's kind of a lot of trust. KO says so much trust. Yeah,
and you
dude,
can even
yeah.
stay at my place so you can get away from your roommate for a bit, and I'll pay you for all of this.
She's
and she was
paying
like, oh my
her.
God, no, you don't have to pay me. I love Kiwi, and I get to get away from my roommate. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That'll be so fun. And I'm like, here are my car keys even. So if you need anything, she's like, I have a car. Why would I use your car for anything? So I leave, I go out of town.
Sounds good.
And I come back, and my apartment's trashed.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure she had a party at my place. Like, there are empty liquor bottles everywhere. The trash is overflowing, and there's like trash stacked on top of the trash can. And all my herbs for gardening were gone, depleted. I'm marveling at all this, and I notice Kiwi's acting a little weird, so I take her outside to go potty. And then I watch in horror as my dog poops out a used condom.
No, doggy. Oh my God. Oh, that's terrible.
Up to my apartment, I'm looking everywhere. I look under my bed. It is littered with used condoms, a buffet for Kiwi.
Oh no. KO says She's not squatting now, is she? No, she left. She did leave. But yeah, this is what a nightmare, dude. If someone did something to my dog, I would, oh my gosh, I would be livid.
I'm freaking out that she's gonna get sick or her bowel's gonna get impacted, so I run out to take her to the vet. And I open
How
my car
many did
door.
she eat?
That's trash too. It is just filled with bags of fast food that had garbage and used
So
food
trashed
in it,
her
and she just
apartment, trashed her
crumpled it up and
car,
just threw it on the
made the
ground,
dog sick.
Like behind her, like the whole back seat was just covered. Ew. But I'm so worried about Kiwi, I just push it over and I take her to the vet. I'm at the vet stressing out. She's texting me about a fight that she got into with her boyfriend. I'm looking at my phone like,
What?
What's going on?
Okay, so
Eventually, after I get home, Kiwi's okay. I text.
at this point, like, you expect the girl would just ghost, right? No, she's texting her about unrelated stuff. The puppet is the worst part. That's right, KO, for sure, dude. Oh man, I don't want to say anything, threatening, but I would be livid if someone did something to one of my animals.
Do you have anything you want to say to me about the time you spent in my apartment and watching Kiwi?
Yeah,
She
like
didn't
sorry
respond. She just
or
reacted with a question mark to the text message.
Question mark?
And that kind of made me tweak a little bit. So I send her a picture of my apartment and the condom graveyard, my car, and the astronomical vet bill that says, reason for visit, used condom and puppy. And so before she responded, she, just kidding,
Aww,
she ghosted me.
I love
she
that.
never responded to any of that.
She
So I
said
go on
reason
social
for
media to
visit,
message
use
her,
condom and puppy.
and she's sharing articles only from like the minute after I texted her. That's when she started posting articles about homeless people breaking into cars.
What?
And not even in the town we lived in. Just
No,
across America.
just like, hey, homeless people be breaking into cars, girl. They probably did that to your apartment too.
Miss Ma'am, what are you talking about?
Right?
I think I responded
Miss
to the
Ma'am,
story
that's-
just with 3 question marks. Since we're doing that, blocked. Just blocked me. Never
Oh
heard
my
from her again.
god, just block.
Yeah, let's just.
That's crazy work right there, dude. I can't imagine leaving someone's house in disarray like that, but then also like something happens to the dog. Like, oh, that is unforgivable. So okay, in this one, Laura is going to a house party and she loves house parties, so she's really like excited.
All right, that video's blowing up again, so we're gonna do another one. This is my 3rd story of how Bumble BFF has traumatized me. So this one girl I was talking to invited me to a house party. And a house party is one of the few environments I thrive in, especially when I don't know anyone
I feel like
there,
she would
so
do
I say
fine in
yes.
any
We're on the
environment.
train,
Like,
headed
she
down,
definitely
and she tells
would
me
not
there's
have
a guy
trouble
there
making
that she
friends.
really likes, and she's gonna try and go home with him at the end of the night. And I'm so amped and excited. I'm like, and I will wing woman, and he will be in love with you, and you will be pregnant by tomorrow. I'm just
What a good friend.
We get to the party. She's introducing me to everyone. She goes,
Black Magic says, do homeless people feed each other's people's used... Yeah, I know, right? I don't know if even a homeless person would put an animal in danger like that. KO says, girl unhoused would clean up their... Oh, yeah. Man, I don't know. I feel like you got to call in a cleanup crew on that one. Like, I don't think I'd want to clean the apartment myself. How did she think that was a good excuse for what she did, right? To, like, blame it on, like, homeless people breaking into cars is so weird when it's obvious her car didn't get broken into. But, man, I mean, I don't know, I guess. Yeah, Black Magic says people are wild. They definitely are.
He goes, and this is Jared, the guy. Look, I like to think of myself as a nice person. I'm not really big into looks. I think everyone's beautiful on the inside,
That's
yada
nice.
yada. Jared looked like something that snuck onto Earth. Don't call me him yet. I'm gonna tell you about Jared. And
Something that snuck onto
this man
Earth. Oh,
inspired the
jeez.
first jump scare, but my friend likes him, so we're gonna roll with it. And just as I'm thinking that, Jared asked me where I'm from. And I say Florida, but my family's from Colombia. And he pulls out a little baggie of Coke and he goes, is this legit? And I go,
God.
that's not really appropriate to ask me that. And he starts talking about Pablo Escobar and I walk away. You don't need to know anything else about the party other than
Jared does not sound like a good dude, but for some reason her friend is really enamored with him, so I guess we'll let that go. KO says snake socks. That's right. That is.
We're considered a hazardous building.
Jared was terrorizing people by being a pervert and racist the whole time.
Okay.
Bumble Girl finds me.
So Jared, definitely I'm not on Jared's team.
Tells me we're gonna leave and that Jared is gonna walk us to the train station.
KO says he snuck onto Earth. What does this mean? I think she means like he doesn't look like a normal human being. But she's, trying to be nice about it.
Oh no, are you going home with him? And she goes, oh no, he's just walking us there and then he has to go terrorize a bunch of people who are in sleep paralysis. Just kidding. She says, yes, I hope so. And I wither inside.
She said no, he has to go terrorize a bunch of people that are in sleep paralysis. Oh my god, I can't even keep up with this girl. And then she said, no, I'm going to his house, and then she withers inside. That was so good.
Just kidding. In station, I go, oh no, are you going home with him? And she goes, oh no, he's just walking us there and then he has to go terrorize a bunch of people who are in sleep paralysis. Just kidding. She says, yes, I hope so. And I wither inside, but I go fine. We're walking to the train station, escorted by Jared. Jared starts doing an elevator pitch, talking about his endurance and girth.
Oh no, Jared.
So threesome?
Oh no.
And I'm about to go off on this guy for having the audacity to say that when the girl goes,
Jesus.
well, Laura is bisexual. And
oh
I quickly
no.
realize what is happening to me. And this girl's making eyes at me. You know how we talk to each other with our eyes? And she's like pleading me with her eyes. And I'm going, please don't make me touch the skinwalker. I'm not doing it.
Oh my god.
They made me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah, dude. KO says she's funny AF. Black Magic says I could listen to this girl all day. I know, man. She is so good at telling stories. I love her little one-liners. Meech says she's hilarious. Jared is trying too hard. Way too hard. Like, bro should have known he struck out earlier when he, disparaged her heritage by referencing cocaine as soon as he heard the word Columbia. CB says, is it a swipe right or a swipe left if you like the person? I'm not sure. I don't know which one's the good one. And honestly, does swipe right mean you start at the right and swipe toward the left? Or swipe right means like you're swiping in the direction of right? You know? These are the things I think about. Yes, yeah, I definitely could listen to this girl all day. Again, that's Laura Picadillo. She's on TikTok.
Comfortable that I left. I took an Uber instead. The Uber was $76.
$76 to get away
I talked with her
from
a little
Jared.
After all that, but we were in two different phases of life, and I do not feel very safe hanging out with a person who would put me in a situation like that.
Yeah, definitely agree. KO says turn off the phone. CB says I'm going to do this wrong for sure. Yeah, dude, I don't know the swiping rules, like which way is I don't know which one's the good one. KO says I had dating apps for a week and it was overwhelming. I imagine it would be overwhelming for a female because you probably get just like hundreds of messages of just weird dudes, but yeah, so this one, I got two more for you, two more quick ones from Laura here because I just love her so much. Meech says I'm going to make a real dating profile for Nance. That's what he needs. Make one in his area and just send him the info. There you go. Or maybe it's better if you just do the talking too. That might be good. Okay, so this one, she had a 6-block date, is what I called this.
All right, the people have spoken. This is the shortest horrific
KO says, do it,
BFF
Meech.
date I've ever been on, featuring a new goose.
Tess says, wait, haven't you been married for like ever, KO? Black Magic says, I'm so glad the apps weren't a thing when I was single. Yeah, sounds like a nightmare to me. If you guys are interested in nightmare dating app stories of like men and women, whatever, like trying to like find a relationship, there's a ton of those out there too. But I thought this was a very specific type of thing that I had not heard of before. KO says yes, Tessa. Yeah. Yes. She's saying she is married. I love how she points out her new goose.
People have spoken. This is the shortest horrific Bumble BFF date I've ever been on, featuring a new goose. So
I love how happy she is about her goose, dude.
The same taste in memes,
She is
which
so
you know
stinking cute.
is hard to find. And I would have been fine leaving it at that just for the memes, but one day she goes,
Tess says, when did you have a dating app? CB says, almost every girl on here is a lesbian. This should go well.
"Would you
Yeah,
like to go out
I
on a
feel
girls'
like
night with me and my friend?"
it might be
and I said, I get
some
to leave the
lesbians
house
on
one
there, for
time
sure.
and make 2 friends. Yeah, let's kill the birds with the stones, as a wise person would
Let's
say.
kill the birds
My
with the
first
stones,
mistake
she
that I'll
says.
never do again is that she offered to come pick me up, and I said yes because I hate driving at night. So I get
Okay, yeah. Don't let people pick you up that you don't know. For sure. KO says I was new to it. Oh, okay. Yes. I get that. Talk to other people who are in that lifestyle for sure. But yeah, I feel like regardless of whether you're making friends or going on a date, don't let them pick you up. Arrange your own transportation and meet them at the destination.
I get all dolled up. She tells me she's here. I go outside and I see a car. I start walking towards it. The door opens and I see a man. So I'm thinking that's not my car until she rolls the window down and goes, "Hey, Laura." So I walk up. The girl I matched with is driving. In the passenger seat is a man. In the back seat is a man with the girl who I assume is her friend sitting on his lap, and then a spare man sitting in the middle.
Man. We have an unexpected man, and then boyfriend of the girl who she knew was going to be there, and then a spare man. I love that verbiage, the spare man. So, she has all these dudes in her car, and she didn't say that she was bringing any of them.
So I go, "Who are these people?" And she goes, "Our friends, a bigger group, just come in." And I get in the car because I don't have a spine. The second my butt touches the seat, the spare man goes. So I say, absolutely not.
Do what? Sir, you are the spare man. You can't be making demands like this with this rude body language. Lord have mercy.
Applies to, why am I always stuck with the prude? Which...
What? Bro, that's awfully presumptive. She just got in the car. How do you know she's interested in you, my friend? Spare man. Spare man is doing way too much right now.
Which prompts me to go, how'd you meet these people? The girl I matched with who is driving, remember, goes, old friends. At the same time as the guy in the passenger seat goes, we met at a bar 3 hours ago.
Dude, what? So she lies and says they're old friends, and the guy says we met 3 hours ago? Yeah. A lot of red flags here. This is not a good situation.
So I go, oh, have you guys been drinking? She doesn't answer. She takes a large Stanley-like mug and takes a big swig and starts passing it around. And she goes, do you want some? And I go, what is that? And she goes, a tequila sunrise. The car stops at the next light. I immediately get out and walk home.
Yeah, good move, Laura.
All 6 blocks, because that's how long it took for all that to happen.
She must live in New York or something if 6 blocks was that much stuff can happen in 6 blocks. But dude, that's not good. You know, you gotta let people know if you're bringing people, especially if you're bringing 3 guys you just met 3 hours ago. KO says, where did the tires go? That's right. Put the spare man with the spare tire in the trunk. Let her have her own seat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not the 3 hour friends. I would not be getting in that car either. That was definitely a good move. And they're drinking. They're not only drinking and driving, they're drinking while driving. and passing around the same Stanley Cup. Like, that's not going to work out.
Never heard from any of them again, which I'm fine with. Yeah, sorry, I'm a prude who doesn't fuck with drunk driving.
Yeah, no, I think that's okay. That's definitely good on you.
And I would love to consent to all parts of an activity before we go and do the activity.
Yeah, I think that's not asking a lot, you know? Let's be honest with each other about what the date is. Okay, so I called this one the finale. This is Laura's final Bumble BFF story.
This might be the last one I do, and I hesitate.
And she got her makeup and her hair all done up in this one.
Share it only because everything fell apart before the BFF date even happened. But it's still crazy, so I'm gonna.
Black Magic says, I like her even more now. Me too. I know. She's so endearing. KO says, Stanley is for water and bouncing cheeseburgers off of, not alcohol. That's right. That's right. The bouncing cheeseburgers. I forgot about those. Oh, Lord have mercy. If you missed that reference, we we watched the restocking TikToks on one stream, and one of the segments is all Stanley Cup restocking videos, and it's unhinged. Loose nuggets, that's right, Meech. Loose nuggets, never forget. Dude, we gotta have like a clip of the bouncing cheeseburger just to pop up on the stream like Elmo does. I'll see if I can do that this week. Okay, so all right, let's hear her last story.
But it's still crazy, so I'm gonna count it. So I matched with this girl and we made plans to get coffee together. At the time, I was friends with an ex-boyfriend. Super rare for me, but we only dated for a short amount of time and we ended things really cordially.
Okay, now, there are a lot of people involved in this and it's kind of confusing, okay? Meech is restocking like Peter Griffin.
AKA Peter Griffin.
That's right. Okay, so there's a lot of people involved, so we got to keep all these people straight. So she is friends and still cordial with an ex-boyfriend, okay? That's the first person you need to know about.
So it worked for a little while. So he tells me that he went on a date and it went really well and that they smushed. So I asked,
bro, why are you telling your ex-girlfriend this? Dog, that's weird. This guy's being weird, but anyways, put that aside. He's excited. He says, hey, I met a girl. Let me show you her picture.
To see a picture of the girl, so I can confirm that I'm still the cutest person they've ever dated. Don't be friends with your exes. It's not good for you.
Aww.
And he shows me a picture, and it's the girl that I'd matched with on Bumble BFF. So we're like,
okay, what? All right. So the girl that she matched with on Bumble is the same girl that her ex just went out with and hit it off with, okay?
like, oh my gosh, what are the odds of that? Making jokes about how I'm
what
gonna
are
ask
the
her
odds?
how the date went, report back to him. Later that day, I'm telling the person that I had recently started seeing about that crazy coincidence that happened. And
so now, this is where it gets confusing. She's telling a different person we haven't talked about yet about this situation. Like, hey, isn't this nuts? I matched with a girl on Bumble BFF and my ex just went out with her.
And they go, can you show me a picture of this girl? And
so, current boyfriend is like, hey, let me see a picture of this girl because this story sounds familiar.
I do, and they immediately say, unmatch with her right now. And I go,
so her current boyfriend is saying, unmatch with this girl immediately that you found on Bumble BFF.
why? And he goes, that's my ex-girlfriend and she's crazy. Anytime someone tells me that their ex is crazy, no matter where they fall on the gender spectrum, alarm bells are going off in my head. Because what did you do to make them act that way?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely get that. If somebody says they have a crazy ex, you should be suspicious of both of them.
So I tell them as much and they go, no, you don't understand. She texted me today saying, I fucked your girl's ex. I'm gonna fuck her up next.
What? So apparently the odds are pretty good because old girl is doing this on purpose. Okay? She sought out this dude because it was her ex. So she's stuck on her ex that's seeing this new person, and oh, Lord have mercy. I love it. And she thought that was bars as well. She's gonna F her up next. So, okay, alright. So this is definite stalker situation right now.
Them act that way. So I tell them as much and they go, no, you don't understand. She texted me today saying, I fucked your girl's ex. I'm gonna fuck her up next. And I peep the stamp on the text. It says 9 a.m.
9 a.m., dude.
Who sends a text like that at 9 a.m.?
Yes.
We're having dinner right now. You were gonna sit on this and not tell me?
Yeah.
Someone's trying to fight me.
What,
and they go, I don't...
Like, if she hadn't told this story, like, dude was just not gonna bring that up. Like, hey, by the way, I've got this crazy girl threatening you on my phone.
I don't know how she found out about you because I haven't posted you yet. I haven't told anyone that she knows that I'm seeing someone new. I don't know how she knows about you. So I told my ex who ended things with her.
See, again, social media ratted you out. I guarantee that's how she knows.
I didn't go on the Bumble BFF date, obviously.
Well,
this
I hope
woman
not.
still terrorized me for the entire length of that relationship. I'm talking leaving knives on his doorstep before I would come over.
Knives?
And faking a pregnancy to try and get them to get back together with her.
Oh my goodness.
And guess what happened? A couple months later,
Okay, already, like, this is insane. Absolute insane turn of events. Meech says 9 a.m. is too early to be sending aggressive texts. Exactly, dude. Like, what do you... She rolled out of bed in someone else's bed and was like, yo, ex, guess what I did? I found your girl's ex-boyfriend and stalked him down. And she's next. Like, what a weird move. Like, why is that gonna make him want to be with her, right?
Guess what happened? A couple months later, I leave the country to go on a trip. My plane hadn't even landed. Cheated on me with her.
Bro, what? Cheated on Laura with the psycho. What are you doing out here, dudes? Like, I was absolutely just couldn't handle the result of that story. I was not expecting any of that at all, dude. Wow. Definitely not what I was expecting. Yes, you cannot make this up.
With her. I can't fucking make this up. Alright, that's all I got for you. I re-downloaded the app because I'm a hypocrite. So I might be adding more in the coming weeks. I'll let you know. But so long for now.
So... Quite a wild turn of events there. I don't know who, first of all, would cheat on Laura, okay? That's sin number 1, 2, and 3. What are you doing? You got the girl right here. You know what I'm saying? She goes out of town and you hook up with the psycho that's stalking you and stalking her and stalking everyone she's ever known. Like, you think that's gonna work out better? Dog. Bad judgment. Meech says that girl is great. Dude, I thought so too, man. That's Laura Picadillo on TikTok. Amazing storyteller. Let's go to her account here and see how many. She's at 104,000 followers, 4 million likes. Congrats on passing 4 million likes. She definitely deserves it. It looks like she has lots of different topics she talks about too. So, oh, I'm not showing the screen. Yeah, so there's her page. She talks about like news stuff and then like just like random stuff she's doing in her life. So yeah, check out her channel if you want to. I thought she was a great storyteller, super cute and endearing, and like she had such good stories. Meech says we need Laura in the Discord. Yeah, for sure, dude. Invite her. We need her in there. Send her a message, somebody. Tess says she's awesome. KO says so cute. Black Magic says she's fantastic. Yeah, I'm not sure, KO, where she lives now. Meech says Laura is an angel. Dude, I know, man. Meech says, CB, match with this girl on Bumble BFF and get her in our orbit. What was the side quest? Oh, so, oh, you know what? It was the smell, video.
After realizing that none of the stuff was the source,
okay, so she's using this, like, yes, get Laura in the chat for sure, dude. I don't know, 100,000 subscribers, like, she might be, like, I might be too small for her, but, maybe we could get a message to her.
You guys.
But, so, how do I do this here? I'm trying to, find this makeup thing I was curious about.
Why is this not coming up? Hiding things from me. It made me concerned for my safety.
Okay, yes. Okay, here she is.
This is my house. Like, I feel like I have a right to know if
okay, so she's using this thing,
a couple months of us
like, on her eyebrows, and
there, and I was like, okay.
It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Out.
It's like a really thin, like I don't even, it looks like an outlining thing or something. It's like, it looked like a little, like a one hair bristle paintbrush pen thing she's like using on her eyebrows, and I did not know what that thing was, but I can't find where that spot was. I don't know. There was a makeup tool I was not familiar with. Meech says, I gotta put the babes to bed. Thank you. Well, hey, Meech, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Definitely agree. We got to get Laura. We got to get Laura in the chat. Get Laura in the Discord. I know, man. Her face is so cute. Yes. Tess says we'll be her new BFFs. I agree, man. Like, what a wholesome person, and like, she's got great stories, and she's just a really good storyteller. I really liked that a lot. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you today. And it's, you know, right on time, 9 o'clock. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't work too hard. Enjoy this unseasonably warm early spring we're getting right now. And get out there in the sunshine. I know I will be doing that. Tess says, send me the video clip. I'll figure it out and let you know. Oh, okay. Perfect. I'll send you that. All right, well, hey, guys, thank you so much for being here. You are welcome, Black Magic, anytime. Thank you, guys, for being in the chat. And I have another hilarious one for you guys on Friday, so I will see you then. Peace.